Alright everyone, it's Professor Ina015 back with a simple news review. So I'm kinda recorded this like quite late in the night, so just got back from VCS. So VCS was yesterday on Saturday. For the past 2 days, a lot of like wild things have happened. So congratulations to the top 8 in like all the 3 formats. So we have like a lot of like very prominent decks, very some unexpected decks that actually popped up in premium VPRAM, as well as standard itself. So but for VPRAM and standard, it's not that surprising given the context of the English meta right now in Vanguard. So as far as I can remember, so Millista in Premium actually got second place, if I'm not mistaken. So yesterday's standard we have the Zorgar. Zorgar got first place, second place and third place is a Minerva, and the fourth place is Millista, which is to be expected. And then we have Prem. The top 4 we have like 3 Aqua Forces and no 3 Bermuda Triangles and 1 Aqua Force, right? So that's how much I can remember, but I'll probably spare you the details once we get the results like out, and so just want to like analyze from that angle. But for today, I just want to quickly simply go through like some of the highlights of like last Thursday stream, which is like the new promos for strike decks, for the strike deck sets, as well as the reprints for the whole PR next month as well as December. So what we have right here is 3 reprints, which is Brachio Force, Amazement Magician, as well as Rough Trample Monster Mega Grago. Okay, so yeah, so before we get straight into the whole stuff, I just want to say, if you do like my content, what I'm doing in this channel, please hit like and subscribe and stay tuned for more, hit the notification bell, yada yada. And yes, expect more content in the future. So yes, all right. So when we are talking about this promos in general, there's some hits and misses because like I'm not sure how the Japanese meta look like with like in terms of like how important this card is. I would say Brachio Force arguably can be important because of Gandiva and because of the whole Dino Dragon right line coming out in the magazine. That's one thing for sure. For the counter charger on hit, I'm not sure if that is like needed. But then again, it's Japanese meta, so Amazement Magician and the Mega Grago one is like actually like quite weird because I cannot like wrap my mind like why is this card important. But then like because like for those of you who doesn't really know, like the way she attacks, she's so charge 1, and when this attack hits boosted, you can get the counter charge 1. Arguably you could say that this is a budget profile mine, provided if you let your opponent hit, that is, right? So I think this is okay. I think this is definitely a hit. I think a lot of people will definitely want this. I'm not sure about this one. I'm not sure about Mega Grago, honestly speaking, because of the whole counter charger thing, because it's very important for front gates. So yeah, I mean, it's a little bit weird for me, but I mean, just take it or leave it, right? Anyways, we have 2 new orders for the whole strike back set. We have Footsteps Running Through Time. So this is a Chronojet set, not set order, is a normal order. So what we have right here is actually a Chronodron artwork, which is very cute. Alright, so the skill is that you can only play this card if you have a Chronojet Dragon Crest with Counterblast 1, right, with CD1. Right, so until end of turn, the GB ability, the Generation Break ability of the unit called Bunny's effect is active regardless of the number of your face-up G cards in your G unit, alright? Or if in your G zone, right? Face-up cards in your G zone, right? And you choose a unit card from your rear guard circle or from your soul, you put it at the bottom of your deck, search your deck for up to 1 unit card with grade +1 of the chosen card, call it to rear guard circle and shuffle your deck. So that's the first skill. Second skill, when this card is discarded from your hand as the cost for striding, you choose one of your vanguards or you choose one of your hard cards, and until end of turn you reduce the next time you pay for the cost of that ability by Counterblast 1, right? So it's a lot, so let's go through one by one, right? So what does the first skill do actually? So essentially, it's very good for early game slash turn one, and then not turn one, turn three. If you're going first, if Chronojet, because this order allows you to use the generation break abilities by the of the units that were called by this effect. So let's say, for example, I return a grade 1 from either from my soul or from my rearguard circle. I put it back to the bottom of the deck and I call it Upstream Dragon. Now, Upstream Dragon, as you all know, has a GB ability as well as Barleaf. Okay, so the only two important things in this particular strike deck set, right? In terms of like having the GB ability to actually three ability to proc the skill is the Gear Zero, Upstream Dragon, and Barleaf, right? So essentially what they do is that they have their abilities active when they already have the abilities active regardless of their GB ability, like regardless of the cards face-up cards in your generation break zone. That is called by this effect. So if you play this order, you choose, let's say for example, rearguard circle from the bottom of the deck, and then you call it out, and then you can use the GB ability. So which means Upstream can attack for 15k on the go. Barleaf can swing for 23k on the go, provided if you return anything from the bottom, like in the bottom of your deck, which you did because it's the any player's rearguard rank. So yes, so that's technically what Barleaf can do. As well as Gear Zero, which gets 5k as well. 5k attacker, 5k booster, right? So it's all has to be revolving around these particular cards to use in the first place, because you can hit big magic numbers on your first grade 3 turn when you go first, right? So for example, if you use this effect and call out Upstream, then Upstream will attack for 15k, and then if you pair it with, let's say for example, Brainwash Solar, then Brainwash will swing, call Soul Charge 1, and then it gets 5k, and then which essentially means that Upstream will be swinging for 28k on your first grade return, which is like a rather iffy magic number, and then you can get to proc the ability, and then at the end of the battle you can just put it at the bottom of the deck and you can call one grade 1 on the back row, so which means that you can use GG to like say Soul Blast 2 and get draw 1, or you can go another Brainwash to Soul Charge 1 plus 5k, or etc, right? Something along those lines, right? But I think that it is actually like a good support and like a good card for like Chronojet players who find themselves in the trouble of like not be able to do much during their first turn if they're going first. As well, you can, I'm assuming that you don't really rush a lot if you don't go first. If you go second, that's a different story, because like most Chronojet players I've known and seen, will definitely play the grade 1 rush game, or the grade grade 1 rush game when they are at grade 1 or grade 2, provided if they have the key pieces. But this time around, if they are at the grade 3, when they ride the first grade 3 on, when they go first, means that they can do a lot of shenanigans, do a lot of rushing, etc. You can get to do a lot of like drawing. So it's actually like pretty nice for this order to be in this particular meta, right? So I'm not sure like how many people will agree with me on that. There's always the comment section. You can always like give out your opinions. But that's about it. The second skill is also like quite interesting, because the fact that you can able to reduce the cost of your Vanguard or your hard card by CB1 is actually pretty nice already, because essentially it's either you get to bot back your opponent when you strike for free, or you can use Fate Rider skills ability for free. Note to everybody that this cannot proc with next stage, because if you are going to strike with next stage, you have to discard Chronojet for the strike cost, obviously, and then since you're not discarding this order for the cost of your strike ability, which means that you cannot reduce the ability of the counter plus 1 for either for your Vanguard or for your hard cards, right? So that's what it does. So for me, I would say 3 copies at max, at least 2. I don't think that I will run like a lot of these orders, not gonna lie, because it's a good card. The fact right now is a little bit hard because I am not sure what is the best build for Chronojet. I'm still cooking. Some of my friends actually still cooking when they actually like review this card. So they need to have like a lot of things to kick out. They have probably need to add in like a lot of things, especially with some like new supports coming in soon enough. But I would say this is a very solid order card. Not actually the best, but it actually can help us to like probably rush early game and do a lot of like shenanigans already. So when we are going first, especially, so you can do technically like three. I mean, you still can do at least like 3 attacks regardless. So I mean that's still fine. But I think this is going to be a rather interesting order in the first place. So what we have right here is also a PR card for Messiah, which is the beginning of creation. So like Chronojet, you play this order if you have a Messiah Alter Ego Messiah crest, you get to count the last one. Now this order is really straightforward because you choose a unique card with Messiah from your drop zone, you call it to Rearguard Circle, and you choose one of your opponent's Rearguard and lock it, which means in one particular turn, you can lock 2, right? Technically speaking, right? And then after that, you can lock your opponent early game as well, which is really interesting because it can disrupt their tactics in the particular sense. If you're, let's say, and because like at the end of the turn, if you have to crest, you have to unlock everything, and then the unlocked cards has to go to the binding zone, right? Which means that you get to disrupt your opponent's strategy, especially like if you're going first as well with Messiah. So that's how it's supposed to go. But the fact that you can just discard any Messiah, which means that you can discard grade 3, you can discard grade 2, you can discard grade 1, you can call it out, and then you can just use it to lock one of your opponent's trigger, which is technically very nice, right? So that's what it does. And not to mention that if you play this card in the context that if you you essentially able to lock 2 cards per turn. So you lock 1 with the strike skill, you lock 1 with this order card, and then at the end of turn you get to bind 2 and you get to draw 2 as well. You get to draw an extra card usually, so which is pretty nice if you already have like a GB2 active, which you usually do in standard for Messiah. And then I would say that that's like a pretty nice card to have on the line. And the second skill is the same as Chronojet order, which means that when this card is discarded from your hand as the cost of strike, you choose one of your Vanguards or your hot cards, and until end of turn, you reduce the next time you pay for the cost abilities by CB1. Which means you don't have to counterblast 1 for Alter Ego's lock strike skill, or you can just negate, or not negate, I would say like don't have to pay for amnesties like counterblast 1 skill, right? So which is like pretty nice as well. So I would say this is a good order card for Messiah. Whether or not these cards will be expensive, I'm not sure. Probably it's not very highly sought after, but I feel like it's not gonna be not too expensive for case of Chronojet. Messiah is debatable whether or not it's gonna be like 20 ringgit, 30 ringgit. It's up to everyone. So yeah, it depends. So I think that's all the PRs for today. Oh no, the last one is actually like Lianon PR actually, right? So the last Lianon PR is actually like Unison or Census Alseer. So when this unit is placed on rearguard other than during the battle phase, right? You choose up to 1 card from your hand with Unison Dress ability, and you reveal it. If you reveal a card, or if you have a Vanguard in the Unison Dress state, which means Lianon Vivace, you solve last one, you choose a card with a different name as this unit and grade less than or equal to your Vanguard's grade from drop, and call it to Rearguard Circle. So technically speaking, if you call this card during the main phase or during the right phase, anything, right? But it has to be other than during the battle phase. You either reveal a card with Unison Dress ability. So right now you only have like Vivace. You either reveal a Lianon Vivace, or if your Vanguard is Lianon Vivace, you get to solve +1, and then you choose 1 card from your drop zone that is the same great or less than your Vanguard, and you call it a Vanguard Circle, which means it's technically a better Tian card. Not, I would say not better. The best thing about Dianta is that she has the power up, but the fact that it's like technically like a spiritual condensation, but with like a unit card. So but only like step on the unit card, right? So which is pretty nice, right? Albeit to be fair, you can technically call out like a lot of good cards with like from your drop zone. So maybe you can call out your great ones, you can call out your Rosarian Fairy. So yeah, I think this is a very nice card to have. So yeah, so that's about it. So the second skill is that at the beginning of your main phase, if you have a Vanguard with an instant just state, you may put this card into your soul, which is really nice. And then it kind of like increases your soul count because like Diamond actually uses a lot of soul, especially with Luster Impart. For the time being, I would say. Yeah, so there's like a lot of like random. I wouldn't say like a lot. I mean, you can technically do like a lot of things with this particular card. So aside from like calling out from your drop zone and put this in your soul, and I think this is very I would say not super great, but I would say like it's still a good card to have to play in instant dress, but still it depends on the build of everybody. People would still prefer Mushroom for the soul and core 2 plant tokens. People would still prefer to play Rosariums. I mean, for Rosariums is a must. People will still play Atlantis. So space is an issue for a lot of Lianon decks. So I would say the options are also a lot. So whether or not will Palsia be in like a lot of Lianon decks is yet to be seen, but I have a feeling that this will be a very good card in at the very end, right? So last but not least, we have Selgaon. So this will be a Youthquake PR, Youthquake Manta PR. So the skill is that auto regard when this unit boosts if you have more regards than your opponent, or if you play in order during this turn until end of the battle that this unit gets 5k power. At the end of the battle, you retire this unit. You look at the top 2 cards of your deck, you choose up to 1 card from among them, 1 to your hand, and the rest to your deck, right? So which just means that it's a very good generic Catter Dog, a Catter Great One. So which means that you can play this in Luat, you can play this, specifically you can play this in Luat a lot. A lot of people are saying that it's a great one, you can retire yourself, which means that you can do like a lot of things with this. So technically speaking, you can like play this in Soliron. I don't know, you can play this in Ezo. I think that Ezo also kind of like nice as well because you get to clear your field as well in a particular sense. But then you won't, because like he needs to boost, not attack. So I think it's like not really useful in Ezo. Because like you still play in order, but like Ezo only plays like at least 1 or 2 orders. Tegria are arguable. Whatever decks that uses like order cards a lot, I'm not sure. But Hexa Orb maybe, but yeah, I mean it's a very generic skill to have, but I feel like the most that you can utilize this is in Luat, because Luat technically you need to make room for like the other great ones to call, and then you can just retire itself to the drop zone, which means that it increases your great one counts in your drop zone. So it's actually a very good card, I would say. Quite nice. So we'll see how what players will probably play this card in Tepter in their deck in their decks. So that's about it. Yeah, yet to be seen, but it's a very good PR card. So this Thursday, it's a 2 hours and 40 minutes Topper 1 live stream, which will be starting at 9 PM. 10 cards will be revealed from the Luat Strike deck set, including the Crest effect as well as 1 Strike unit. So by 9:30, there's some big news, so you have to look forward to that. So I don't know what big news is that. Other than that, we have the Bushiroad Expo Asia Singapore. We have like 2 new PR cards with the Bang Dream, I think. Yeah, so new collab cards, I think. So very nice. We have the heal, we have the crits. So yeah, Rose and Poppy. So Poppy and Rosalia. Yeah, so yeah, that's kind of nice. Now, Token Run online title booster 04 will be out soon. They didn't say when, but they say it's out. Mushi King will be in DB13. So this is a first. Yeah. So this is a like. Mushi King is back in will be in English. So because the trend is like because of collab decks not usually very prominent in English. So this will be technically like the first time where they actually have like a collab sets in like a mainline booster. So so we have Mushi King. So technically make Mushi King meta if Mushi King can be meta in Japanese D, I can imagine how good it will be in the English format. So yes, that's about it. So that's quite nice. But last but not least, we have the Lebanon Maskers, which means the mask support set which will be out on November. Shiranui and Luwak deck set it's actually Shiranui and Luwak, but I'm not sure why they have put two Shiranuis there. Okay, so with Shiranui and Luwak on February 23, 2024. Okay, so December we will have the BT13. January next year we have Lyrical Set 4. Oh no, wait, no, Shirani and Luwak they're both. One is the premium and one is the not the premium one. So both of them will come out at the same day, and then the Token Rumble will be coming soon, which of not sure yet. So which is not confirmed. So technically, a lot of things to go through today. So yeah. So that's about it. Alright, so anyways, I'll end this video right here right now. If you have anything that you guys want to like point out, yeah, today's video is a little bit, I say that it's gonna be like super fast, but then like my throat is a little bit hurt, like it just, so I'll see you guys on the next video. So I'll end this right here right now. If you have anything, what's your thoughts on these PRs, what's your thought on like some of the things that you might look forward to, please put it down in the comment section down below, and we'll see you guys on the next video. This has been concluded in 5 seconds.